What's up, guys? I just finished my Sunday long run, so that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, is long runs and what they are, how to get ready for them, and how to recover from them. Let's get after it. So a long run is exactly what it sounds like. It's a long run. And the length is determined by where you're at in your training. It should be, most likely will be, the longest run that you've had in your training plan up to that point. So like today, I ran 5.5 miles and I'd been running like 2.5, 3. So my long run was 5.5, which was a pretty good jump. A long run is going to help you start getting prepared for that goal distance that you have, that race distance that you're after. And it should slowly build up to that. Your base runs during the week should help get you prepared for your long run. It should be a challenge, but it shouldn't be unachievable. The challenge for a long run is really in the distance. You shouldn't be too worried about your pace for your long run. You should be focusing on finishing at that distance. And it'll be tough. Those last couple miles, they'll be rough for sure. So that's what a long run's all about. So how do you get ready for a long run? So there's a few things that I was thinking about. So the main thing is be prepared. So what does that mean? Well, be prepared. You're going to be a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout on this one. I try to treat the preparation for my long run like I do a preparation for a race. So I get plenty of rest the night before. I plan it out. I try to always do my long runs on Sundays. There's nothing going on Sundays. I don't have any interruptions on those days. I try to make sure that my devices are ready, whatever it is that I'm going to use, my phone, my watch, my headphones. That helps eliminate excuses. Like this morning, my phone wasn't charged because I didn't plug it in last night. And so I had to wait around a little bit for my phone to charge. And as you're waiting, you start thinking of things you could be doing instead of your long run. So get prepared on that aspect. Like I said, get plenty of rest, hydrate beforehand. Think about where you're going to run, what your route's going to be. Eat right the day before. I didn't follow that one very well last night. I mean, I had plenty of protein and plenty of carbs. Not the necessarily good carbs. I don't think potato salad qualifies as a good carb. Drink right. Don't drink a bunch of alcohol. I didn't drink a bunch, but I drank more than I should have. And what else you want to do to be prepared? Like I said, hydrate. Get up early if that's what you're going to do. You know, don't let yourself make excuses and put it off, because the more you put it off for the day, less and less likely it is to happen. So during your long run, like I said, you want to focus on the distance, not so much the pace. Depending on the distance that you're running, you might want to bring water. I wore my hydration pack today, but I didn't fill any water in it. I just wore it so it would hold my phone and everything, my keys. The other thing is, you might want to pick a pretty location. You know, make it enjoyable. I'm running on the trace, and it's really pretty. It's flat. Depending on what your race is like or what you're preparing for, you might want to pick a flat or easier location to run at. But make it so it's going to be enjoyable. You know, run at the right time of day that you enjoy it. It's a little earlier. It's almost 11. It's a little after 11 now. So, you know, that's where I like running. It's kind of late mornings. Get your playlist ready. You know, if you're like me and you like listening to music, have your playlist ready to go so that you can just grab it and go. You don't have to sit around and make your playlist and think about what you want to listen to. Where do I want to run, you know. just be prepared and try to make it as enjoyable as it can be. When you get done with your run, you want to do a cool down like we're doing right now, and you want to rehydrate. The other thing you might think about doing is stretching and maybe even foam rolling. You can rest assured I'm never going to show you how to foam roll because I'm not even 100% sure I'm doing it right, and it's a little bit embarrassing to do in front of people. I know when my ex-husband saw me doing it, he thought it looked a little provocative. So depending on what rolls you're doing, it looks a little goofy, but it feels really good. Foam rolling, they call like the poor man's deep massage. So consider doing that to kind of help your muscles out a little bit. Those are the main things that I think about when I think about my long run. It is arguably the most important type of run that you're going to do in preparation for your race. You don't want to skip your long runs. Long runs are going to help you get ready for that distance. If you're skipping your long run and just doing, speed and base, you are really going to struggle to meet that distance. You're going to hit a wall pretty early on in your run. And like I said, your long run is just going to depend on what it is you're preparing for and where you're at in your training. Some people would argue in some cases you never want to run the distance that you're going to run in your race in preparation for that race, because the adrenaline and that, race day excitement will fuel you to the end. I don't know. When I did my first 10K, I ran that distance just to make sure I could. It was a confidence booster for me. For half marathons, I think I've done both. Ran the distance and not. My marathon, I did not run 26 miles before. In fact, I think I only ran like 21, maybe. So I definitely hit a wall when I was running the marathon, like right at 22 miles. I was like done. The other thing about a long run is it's a mental workout too. A lot of it is getting your mind ready for that distance, because in a lot of cases it's a distance you haven't ran yet. Since starting, this kind of running season that I'm in, I have not ran 5.5 miles. That's the farthest I've ran. So there was a little bit of a mental block there, not just a physical block. When I hit, 4.5 miles, I was getting pretty tired. I'm like, man, I could just stop here and be done. And, it's still a long run. It's farther than I've ran. But, mentally, you have to get ready for that and push yourself that distance. So just as much mental as physical. So like I said, long runs, super important for your race prep or whatever it is you're preparing for. Never skip your long run. Long run is going to get you to where you need to be. If your goal is just to finish, a long run, super important. I guess that's really all I've got. Gosh, I thought about it this whole time I was running, and I thought I had a lot more to say. I guess I'll wrap it up there, and if I think of something, you'll notice in the edits. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoy your long run. Hope you enjoy your preparation. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and catch you on the next video. Have a good one.